Hey, this is Bud Powder Dust. Thank you very much for joining me for episode 7 of my Rimworld tutorial playthrough. And I've got lots to tell you, but before we do that, let's deal with the mad muffalo. Mad and sad muffalo. Right, he's going to be manhunter, so we need to get everybody up and make sure that we deal with the situation. Probably not Eugene. Eugene can sleep because his only sidecast skill is moving some rocks around. It's not going to do much against the muffalo, but the other guys can wake up. We can make use of them. So. Yep, sorry to make you up, guys, but we're going to need all of you on point. See, Fleming's up there. So Fleming, where's he? Is he going to go around? She looks like she was going to go around to try and take on Fleming, but Fleming is going around this this rock the right way. That's excellent. Keeping an eye out for any more dead bodies on the ground because they do come in quite useful. I'm not seeing any dead bodies around. Okay, all right. So everyone has gathered. We are going to get somebody to run around a lot. Let's have a quick look at speeds. So movement speed 4.14, movement speed 4.6. So Gizmo is currently the fastest. 4.6. Probably get Stranger. I think Stranger's do it because Stranger doesn't have a ranged weapon. So we'll get Stranger at the front. We'll get him to run around. What's the speed of the Muffalo? Let's have a quick look. 4.5. So Stranger will be quicker than a Muffalo. So we get Stranger at the front. The other guys can go at the back. We can get them to do a little bit of pew pew and shoot the Muffalo. Let's try and get the Muffalo reeled in. Here, boy, girl, here, girl, come on. I don't want to get in front of my gunshots. And if the Muffalo does catch Stranger, Stranger can always melee it with a knife, so that's pretty sweet. There you go, beautiful. All right, good. That has been dealt with. So let's turn everybody else off, and then the Muffalo will be hunted in due course. It might actually bleed out. We don't need to kill it. But okay, so yeah, look, lots and lots of suggestions in between the episodes. Thank you for that. Now, the first one came from both Leandro Brady and 20th Coffee Mark. They made a very good suggestion here. Now, it's not so much relevant now, but when you get the ability to get your herbivores and your dogs and carnivores to haul, you want the ability for them to haul into here, but not to eat your food. And at the moment, my dog can't hunt for itself. We don't have really any other food source for him. We have some kibble here. But so I don't mind too much. But basically what we've got set up here is two different stockpile zones. Stockpile zone 1 is a copy of stockpile zone 2, but it's set to low priority. Okay. And you're thinking, well, why would you do that? Well, what you do is you allow the donkeys to access the low priority zone, as we can see. If I can actually highlight that and make it show on the screen. Yeah, there we go. Let's stay. So that the donkeys, when they're trained, can come in, and the only zone they have access to is a low priority zone. So whether it's low priority zone or not, this is the only zone that they can put dead corpses or any food into. So they'll dump it here. However, this is a higher priority, so at some point the humans will move it from here to over here, where the animals can't get to it. The point being is that the humans don't have to go outside and fetch it from a long way away and come bring it in themselves, or get the animals to do that. So that works actually quite well. So thank you to the two of you for suggesting that. That certainly does make a lot of sense. You'll notice we have a body in here. Now, by the way, this may not be particularly intuitive, but if you have a body like this, which is basically turned to skeleton or desiccated in your freezer and you want to get rid of it, just disallow rotten. It counts as rotten if it's desiccated, even though it's not actually rotten. So we're disallowing rotten here and allowing rotten here, but not fresh. It means that the body will get moved from here to here. Now, you don't want your normal animals, when they're hunted and brought back in, to be put here, so you don't allow fresh to be put here. So we're saying animals, but not fresh, can be put outside. So sure enough, this fox will get moved outside. If you want to check you've done it right, click on one of the colonists, Jonathan, right click, and if you get the option to haul, then you know he can haul it. If that only says prioritise cleaning rock rubble, you haven't got it set up correctly, because the option to haul is not there, because it's considered to be in the place that it needs to belong in. All right, good. Now, the other thing we covered was, I didn't mention, don't leave batteries outside. If you leave batteries outside, bad things happen. I'll demonstrate by unroofing this battery area. So when it rains, you'll get what's called a zzz event. This battery will potentially explode or catch on fire. You'll lose all your power that's stored in the battery, and you have to put the fire out, which is why having wooden walls next to a battery is not a good idea, or in fact anything flammable is not a good idea. This grass could still catch fire, but it can't spread because we've got lots of stone everywhere. Nevertheless, I'm going to cut that grass, just to be on the safe side. So they're going to unroof that and we'll see what happens. Alright, cool. What's next? Yes, it's always good practice, and I haven't done it here because this is a small freezer, to double wall the freezer. It makes it a lot more insulated against heatwave events. So you just double wall it like this, basically. Obviously leave a gap for the door. You don't want to do it, obviously, like I've done it, because you'd block the cool air coming in from the AC, but you get the idea. You just double wall it, basically. I've not done that, and I probably won't. What I have done is I have moved this zone from here to up here, and I've marked all this to be hauled, because what I want to do is expand this freezer here. It's just simply not big enough as it stands. Oh, and you'll notice by adding the wall, what I've done is I've actually made these zones much smaller, which I didn't want to do. So let me just fix that, and I'll expand that back over, like so. Right, cool. See, now Shelley has picked up the technically rotting corpse of the fox, and he's moved it out. Alright, good. Now I'm going to intercept Eugene. I'm getting to clean this this corridor because it is filthy. As I said, you're going to have to micro this until you get enough people and get someone to basically dedicate cleaning the trash to, so that's fine. Now the other thing to warn you about, and this is one of the reasons why I'm clearing this area, is raiders will always go for your coolers, because they're like high priority items and they're not protected. So what the plan is here is to build a little, call it a chimney. So let's get some. Now what have we got a lot of? Slate. I wouldn't say a lot. 23. Actually, we haven't got much slate at all. Let's have a quick look. Sandstone blocks. Now the reason it doesn't show it up here is because obviously I've moved the zone temporarily, the stockpile zone, but it'll get shifted in due course. Now, I think I had quite a lot of marble, didn't I? Let's make that marble, because why not? So, structure, wooden wall, marble. And we're going to put... you just literally do like this. And potentially actually put a door in here. So you could still get to this if you needed to repair it. Now, in this instance, it's not a big deal because, obviously, they can get to it from the inside. But there are occasions when you can't get to it from the inside and you need to be able to get to it from the outside. So you put a door in there. But in this instance, you don't really need to. So you could actually cancel that and just wall it in completely. Basically do this. Then you'd unroof this area, but you remember you must unroof it before you put in the final block. Or mark it to be unroofed before you put in the final block. So you do that. Then what they do is they would put in the final block and they would never roof it. Otherwise you could get colonists trapped in here, and that's kind of annoying. So we'll do that momentarily, but I want to expand this out this way first. I'm going to have to move this as well, because this has been put in a silly spot, honestly. I shouldn't have done that. We'll see. Okay, let's speed things up. Alright, so we've got the solar panel finished now, which is absolutely brilliant. So next we're going to do is absolutely smithing, because with smithing you can unlock some decent weapons finally, but more importantly the steel tiles. So this is kind of critical. The Gladius is a very good weapon, so we'll crack on with that. We'll get a solar panel down here, just one I think, for now. We'll leave a little bit of space between the two generators there so we can get to them. I don't normally like connecting generator to generator. It's a little single point of failure. But I'm going to bend my own rules in this particular instance. I might just run another cable down here. Just so there's a couple of routes. Because obviously if this gets broken, then you're going to lose this generator's link as well. So I like to have a couple of routes if possible. Don't have a single point of failure if you can avoid it. It just makes a lot of sense. Okay. What have we got there? Marble blocks. So we're starting to move the good stuff up. Okay, you'll notice here that our first haul is coming in of potatoes, which is amazing. We've got 246, sorry, rice, not potatoes. Having trouble identifying some vegetables here. Now, the good thing with this, it means that I can actually start to make any food which you need both veg and meat from. So, pemmican, if I had it researched, is a very good food. It takes ages to go off. Simple meals, but also I can start to make some fine meals, sorry. That's the butcher's table. So I can cook some fine meals. Now what fine meals are is they take the same amount of ingredients as simple meals, but you have to have a mix of veg and meat. And in this instance, I'm just going to cook, do until you have. So let's do enough for one fine meal each a day. We'll do 10 fine meals a day. Do until you have. Pause and then unpause at 2. So what will happen is they'll cook 10 fine meals, then they'll get on with cooking the simple meals. And as the fine meals get eaten, when they get down to 2, they'll cook more. Yep, that all works. Now what I want to do really is cook 5 meals times 4, just to improvise the speed that they do it in. Let's do that. Pause and unpause at 2. Cool. Alright, good. Let's speed things back up again. Alright, so what I've done is I've started, I think we're at the station where we need to make some stone blocks. We've taken stone blocks from the ground here as much as we can. There's quite a lot here to be hauled in, but we've not actually got around to that yet. So what I've done is I've told whoever to start doing stone cutting. Now, one of the things that is worth pointing out here is that you can actually tell them to make particular stone blocks, or you can actually say granite or limestone or slate marble. I just tend to leave it on any, unless you specifically want to make a particular stone block. But one thing pointing out is you can actually change the ingredients radius. As I move it down, you'll see that the radius comes out, and in and out, in and out. So I'd like him or them to go no further than these 2 stockpiles I've got outside here. So I've just set it to this radius. If I just make it slightly bigger, they'll go out and pick these up here. And that works for me. Now, at the moment, when they make the stone blocks, they'll take to the best stockpile, which is basically outside. If you're pressed for time, or if you're desperate, or your stockpile is a long way away, you can just say drop on floor, and then maybe one of your animals will pick it up and haul it, or maybe a human will. But for now, we'll leave it on take to best stockpile because it is just outside. Now I've set up, Fleming will probably get to that after he's finished constructing and growing, because those are the only 2 skills he's got. Now, crafting in terms of stone cutting is not going to increase, unfortunately, his crafting skill. Where is it there? You can see. Because it's very, very low level, it's unskilled, so it won't improve his crafting skill. But that's okay, that's no problem. So here's the 6th bedroom, which is hopefully for Glenn here when he joins us. I'm just going to put these marble walls in. It's very slow, but we'll get on with that. Okay, and then put a door in, and then we're done with that. Brilliant. Just need some flooring now. Let's get some wood. Let's get this wood cut. Just digging our way around there, which is awesome. That's done, and we'll stick a marble wall in the corner. Let's get wood bed built. Let's get that set up, and also we're going to build that as well. Now we'll see here that Fleming has just got inspired taming. That's actually quite nice. So what do we have that we could tame? So what inspired taming means is that no matter what his skill is currently, whatever he tries to tame next will successfully tame. That's actually quite nice. Now I'd be inclined to maybe tame something that's quite difficult to get, so maybe a mega sloth or maybe a cougar, something along these lines. Boomlopes are quite nice because they do give you chem fuel, you can milk them, and I think boomlopes, can boomlopes haul? Yeah, so trainability intermediate, which means they can haul. I'm tempted to get a boomlope. Now your mileage may vary on as to what you choose for this, and boomlopes can be inherently quite dangerous because they do blow up. So I'm thinking, well, maybe a boomlope may not be such a good idea. Now what have I got in terms of animals? I've got 2 donkeys, a male and a female. I've got a dog. So if I get another female donkey, they're just going to have lots and lots of babies. I'll have two female donkeys, and they'll churn us out a little donkey army. So I think I might just do that, actually, just get another donkey on board. Donkeys are pretty hardy creatures. I've been very impressed with donkeys that I've owned previously. Let's just try and get a female donkey. So we've got quite a few of them. Where are they? Oh, they're actually not too far from the base. Okay. Male 13, 9, 21 and 4. So we'll get the 4-year-old. Now, let's make sure that Fleming goes to do this and nobody else. So if we turn everybody else off handling apart from Fleming. Now the other thing is that we need to have something that we can feed to them. So I think we can use rice. So if I just get Fleming here, and I'm going to queue up that when he wakes up, he goes to tame the donkey. So that should work quite nicely. Unhappy nudity. The stranger had to take some gear off here. Let's have a look. So stranger's not wearing any clothes, any pants. We do have quite a lot of blue fur here, so this is probably a good time to build a tailor's bench so we can start churning out our own clothes. So electric tailor bench, and we'll put that. Where should we put it? Don't have to put everything against the wall, so we can, just saving space, we can kind of, I'll just put it there, that's fine. And we'll build a nice chair, so let's duplicate that. Now, somebody pointed out on comments, Glenn has a very nice skill in crafting. Now, crafting is what you'd use tailoring for, and it's a passion for it. So he's going to become a crafting lord quite quickly. Alright, cool. So we got a group of pirates in the bloody faction. Just one. But he's got a shotgun. It's very nice of him. And he's got pants, a parkour, and a water, so nothing special that. He's got some silver, we'll definitely take off him. And he's got a pump shotgun. Now, pump shotguns are quite low range. So as ever with any ranged fighter, what you want to do is you don't want to engage them at range. You don't want to be in a situation where you're here and he's there and you're just firing at each other. Right? If you do that, it's such a waste of time. There are much better tactics. You can lure him round things. You can lure him onto spike traps. You can maybe, if you were here, you could run around the block and then get one person to engage him and get the others to shoot him while he's being meleeed. If he's being meleeed, he can't fire. Remember. So there's lots of options. You don't want to get into a shooting match, especially not with somebody with a shotgun. Yes. So what I was looking for was the messages. He's attacking immediately? Okay, fine. So what we'll do now, this is where Eugene's skill could come in quite useful. So Eugene has the ability to move chunks of rock or slag. And we can engineer the situation where this shotgun user is using one of these things as cover. We can then skip his cover away from him. That could be quite useful. We'll see. Alright, let's get everybody up. So where is he? So he's going to come straight in by the looks of it. And he has a shotgun. Alright, so we want to engage him. Be the best place. We want to be behind stones ourselves. Let's go here. He'll probably come up to here, in which case we'll skip these rocks away. Then that means he'll be left without cover, and somebody without cover is pretty much going to be dead. We've got a lot of ranged fighters. So what I'd like to do is try and get into... Where's he gone? Oh, he's coming down here. It's interesting. He's coming down. What is he doing? It doesn't say. Okay, let's move our guys down to intercept. Alright, so we can engage him at range, and I'd like to get, as I said, I'd like to get Stranger into... I'm going to move Stranger inside, and then down to here, and then here, just inside this doorway. So, so what's the range of his shotgun? It's not great. He's going to have to come closer. So we're going to have the advantage here, and what I might do, I might try and keep him running. He could get wrecked before this, actually. So he might be going for these rocks, in which case I'm going to chunk skip this and put them somewhere else. It's not the most useful skill, if I'm being quite honest. Oh, I see. I'm actually using it wrong. Right, I'm going to chunk these stones over here. Okay, my guys are really not shooting very well here. So what we need to be doing is not engaging him now, because we've actually moved some of our own cover. I'm going to move Gizmo to there. Jonathan can stay there. You're going to go there because there's no cover here. Eugene can back off as well. There you go, sweet. So we removed his cover, which I think there is some potential that I never used that skill before, you see, so I do want to get used to it. So we got a pump shotgun. So we've got some things here that we can use, which is all very nice. So nobody got hit. I would call that a win, quite frankly. Alright, good. Now, I think Fleming didn't get the chance to tame this donkey by the looks of it. Oh, was it Eugene or Fleming? You can see this, what's his little son means, inspired taming. So he's consuming fine meal. I'll get him to tame the donkey so we can follow that and watch it. Alright. Let's speed things up when we're able to. So Fleming's eating a fine... So we see we have a fine meal, which is brilliant. And he is now meditating. Okay. Actually, I might just force him to tame this donkey before the donkey goes to sleep. Because donkey goes to sleep and then we can't tame it when it's asleep. Obviously. So Fleming's going to... Oh, he's gone to sleep. Alright, Fleming's back. We'll do that in the morning. That's fine. Alright, so Fleming's cutting some stone there, but he's going to do it a little bit more slowly, because if you look in the bottom left hand corner you see dark 15%, as opposed to when you're by light it's lit 50%, so we need to actually plug this in. I didn't do that, that's my bad. Let's run some conduit up there so he can actually cut the chunks in the light. Quest available. What have we got? Alright, so we've got 4 desperate refugees. They've got Finley. They're looking to stay for 19 days. They can rest and regroup. They offer to work and fight for free during that time. And if you make them happy, they may join you. There's no way to know their true intentions. Okay. Now, generally speaking, early game, if you don't have many colonists, I would pretty much accept that. Because 4 extra pairs of hands, you can really get stuff done. They will come armed with a weapon. It won't be very good. But they potentially could really help your colony. Now, generally speaking, they're not going to have really bad traits either. So I would say, yeah, let's definitely take them. They're going to have to share a barracks, at least to start off with, because I don't have 4 extra bedrooms. But that's really not that big a deal. We can have somebody on cleaning, we can have somebody on hauling, we can get all this stuff done, we can get the wall built here, get a wall built here. We can really start making waves. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's accept that. I think we should go with that. So we can see they've arrived. So what sort of people are we dealing with here? So we've got Ara here, who is careful shooter, quick sleeper, pessimist. Good at shooting, good at intellectual. Actually, arguably better than Gizmo, but we want Gizmo to stay on this, because obviously when Ara goes, she can take a skill with her. We've got John, who is a great memory, iron-willed wimp, very good at mining. Excellent. So while we're here, let's just sort these skills out, shall we? So what we're going to do is we're going to use John to do some massive amounts of mining for us. He can be on constructing and all that other good stuff second. In fact, not researching. He's going to be our miner, I think. And we'll put him on growing and also probably plant cutting. He can be our main plant cutter as well, I think. Okay, good. Finley is super immune, pyromaniac, bloodlust. Bloodlust is a great skill. Good with animals, good artistic, good medical. So he's kind of meh. He's kind of all-round-ish. So is he good? He's actually good at... He's really quite good at medical. Okay. Put him on a 1. Basic is fine. Handling, he's good with animals. He doesn't have the right weapon to go hunting. Construction, growing, put on 2. And maybe I'll get him to clean as a priority. Yeah, I think so. Right, John was all these things. He's very good at mining. I think we've done John already, haven't we? So next is Nelson. Nelson is a hard worker and a night owl. Let's change Nelson's schedule straight away to match that of Fleming, just so he doesn't get upset. That would be quite bad. So what's he good at? He's good at shooting, construction, and crafting. All right, Nelson, we're going to get you to do construction and crafting as a priority. Construction, going to do crafting. These 2 as well count as crafting. And no of that. And then finally we've got Ara, who we looked at briefly before. She's got a medical and intellectual. Okay, so nothing very special. We'll get to clean as a priority, and then she can do kind of other stuff as and when she gets around to it. Maybe not that. Alright. Doctrine? 9, definitely. Alright, cool. That's quite a nice bunch of people. I like it. Hunter lacks range weapons. So if I put somebody on hunting by mistake, let's have a quick look. So it looks like Ara's on hunting. Need to take Ara off hunting. Not that one, that one. Alright, good. So what we need to do, we need to make at least some beds, but if not, we'll get some, what we're going to do, we've got enough blue fur for now. We're going to make some blue fur bed rolls and put them in here. Not by them, not by there. Let's get rid of that and move it up, because we can build those a lot more quickly than the bed, because we don't have any wood right now. And we're going to put a floor in here just to make them feel welcome. We will do, I think, slate flooring, and we're going to do it out of that, because there's going to be 4 of them in the barrack. We want to make them as happy as possible. So you should crack on with this quite quickly. There we go. Lovely. What we could do is move, actually, what we're going to do, we're going to move the bed from here. I'm going to reinstall into here, so at least one of them has a bed. There we go. Glenn is going to have to share or something, I don't know. The trouble with the barracks is that everyone gets disturbed sleep if people are in and out all the day, especially if you're a night owl, so it's not brilliant. Can't be helped, it is what it is. So getting some nice flooring going down, that's great. This is flooring you want to have in all the bedrooms, ideally, this tiled flooring. Right, let's get the donkey out of that room. We don't want the donkey in there. Donkeys can go around, nothing more. So lots and lots of pairs of hands. We can really start cracking on now and doing things. This is great. Though no one appears to be plant cutting. I want somebody to be plant cutting as a priority. So which of these? I think it was Ara, wasn't it? Right, Ara's going to plant cut and clean as a priority. So she should plant cut first, which means do any of this harvesting, any of this plant cutting, any wild things that need to be done. She's going to get on it, including harvesting hill root. Let's get us into a good situation here. Never do cleaning. Gizmo will never do cleaning. Most people don't ever want to do cleaning. Alright, good. Let's sort out the unhappy nudity. As soon as this bench is built, we're going to build Stranger some trousers, I think. Now you'll notice this is what Stranger was probably wearing, but she took it off because it's 51%, and I've instructed them to take off their pants when it gets to 51%. Now Nelson has no sooner arrived than he's going on an insulting spree. Now, the problem with an insulting spree is that you can rack up an awful lot of negative buffs. Negative debuffs, if you allow someone to go on an insulting spree. Normally I would arrest this person, this colonist. The trouble is, if I arrest this colonist, the others could well turn on me because they're not my colonists. So I've got to let Nelson kind of get on with it, which I don't really want to do. But look, Finley, insulted times 2 minus 10. This could cause a problem unless Nelson snaps out of it really quickly. He's going around and he's making everyone miserable. There's nothing I can do about it. This is the only downside of having these 4 people. Oh look, he's gone to a fight. This will end his insulting spree. There we go. Insulting spree's over. That's fine. He only insulted 2 people, but yeah, this is not great. So they both got some injuries. I'm going to put them both on. In fact, Gizmo's going to get nothing, and Nelson can have heal root. Actually, he's only got bruises. There's no bleed, so I'm going to put him on doctor's care with no medicine. That's fine. We've got enough doctors around to kind of patch them up, so that's fine. So we've got our 4 bedrolls there. That's great. I'm going to copy a couple of these to be put in here. Cancel that one. I'm going to put that one there, and I'm going to copy that and put that here instead. I need to make more bedrooms, ideally. Alright, it's still not built yet. I need more wood. But we're chopping some wood down here, so that's fine. Getting things done. So this is a good example of how Rimworld can kind of catch you by surprise and start a failure cascade. So Gizmo was in this fight, if you remember, a social fight with Nelson here, who started insulting everybody. So Gizmo's lying in bed in pain, and he's a bit fed up, and he's been insulted. And now he's got an infection. Just from a bite in the neck. Now he has an infection, which is a little bit annoying. So that's something you have to really keep an eye on. So we're going to put him on the good stuff straight away. Gizmo is one of our guys, and obviously we want him to be tended and looked after. So that's yeah, it's not great if I'm being honest, but it's something we need to be aware of. And if you recall, the infection is just a race to get to 100%. You'll see the infection is going up 6.3, 6.6. Immunity going up at a higher rate. As long as immunity gets to 100 first, you're good. If infection gets to 100 first, he dies. It's that simple. If it's on a removable part of his body, then you can cut it, you can amputate it. But this is on his neck, so that could be a little bit tricky, I would imagine. So we built some walls here. Built some walls. We're building walls down here, just to make sure that any people who want to come in, they're going to have to go round instead. And ditto here, they have to go round or go around that way. That buys a little bit of time. I've put in like a double door here, just in case. Always have redundancy. So we've got some wood, but we need to get more wood chopped down. We have a visitor from the Banzestein, and he's got some interesting things on him. He's got an assault rifle. Now that's interesting. I wonder if I've got enough to exchange with him. Maybe. I probably need to make some stuff here. Now what I have got is I've got a shotgun here that I can use for somebody. Now, who needs a shotgun? We've got pistol. What's Fleming's shooting skills? Shooting 4. Let's leave that open. That's shooting 7. I need him with the bolt action. That's actually useful. Shooting 5 with a bow and arrow. Give it to Gizmo's not on his feet, but I think we'll... No, Gizmo is on his feet. We'll take that over the bow and arrow. I think shotguns are still... Shotgun is not my first choice of weapon, but compared to a bow and arrow, I'll probably go with that. Now, so we do need a melee fighter. Melee fighters are critical. There we go. Fleming tamed a donkey. Awesome. And we'll put a donkey in the donkey area. Let's harvest the berries. So we make some kibble. So we can. So now with the kibble, that means we're able to train the animals. And we'll put the donkey in for training as well. Bonded to stranger. So we're getting it slowly. We've had to train guard first, but now we're going to move on to hauling. So once the donkey's going to haul, it's going to make life considerably easier for everybody. So what have we got here? We've got some granite blocks. I'm going to put a double wall on here as well. And put a door. And I'm going to chop wood as well. Good. There's some wood chopping here. We got the good stuff in the ground. We're going to grow on our own heel root as well, because heel root is critical. You can't get enough of the stuff. So I am going to 1, 2, 3 grow some heel root. Do I have the skills to grow it? I do. You'll notice that heel root minimum skill 8 to grow. Now, colonist needs treatment. Yeah, Gizmo will get treated very shortly. Now we have the tailoring bench up. We're going to build. We're going to make. Right, so this is an important part of this. Everybody needs to have clothes above 51%, or they get this tattered apparel debuff. Now, this tattered apparel is for our visitors, who I don't particularly care about. But for our colonists, you'll notice we've got unhappy nudity because Stranger is not wearing any trousers. So what we do is we're going to set 3 bills. T-shirt, probably a duster, and pants. Now, if you're British, pants means something else, but trousers, basically. Do until you have. Now, we have 5 colonists, so we want 5 of these. Do until you have 5. Count equipped. Okay. But we don't care about the ones that are below 51%. They take them off at 51%. So currently, 3 out of 5 people have trousers. 2 don't. I'm assuming Jonathan's got flak pants on. That's why he's not wearing trousers, but we shall see. So, Paul's been satisfied. No, actually, we don't need to do that. So what we're saying is, you will make these until you have 5, then you're going to stop. If you drop below 5, then you're going to make them until you get 5 again. So we're going to basically ditto that, and dusters are actually really good. Dusters are very good, and they will protect you from heat. So I'm going to do that. I'll do the same for this. Dusters, count equipped. Going to look everywhere. We're going to make to 52%. That's good. No one's wearing dusters. Everyone's got jackets and other bits and pieces on, but dusters will keep the heat off them very nicely. And then finally, t-shirts. Now, t-shirts are a bit different because they do potentially have button-down shirts. You'll see here. There's t-shirts. We've got t-shirts. Oh, there's no one's wearing button-down. Everyone's got t-shirts. Okay, I'll take it back. Sometimes they have button-down shirts on instead, so that's fine. 5, count equipped, 52% or above, any quality. Yep, brilliant. Alright, so we can do some tailoring now, and everyone will get the correct clothes that they need. They'll get made, dropped off in here, and we can go from there. I'm going to put dusters last because dusters take the most amount of ingredients, take 80. We've got quite a bit from the muffalos we slaughtered, but at this point we're going to start wanting to make more, get more animals caught. So we've got turkey there, got some you shoot boomalopes and they blow up and set fire to everything, so it's not ideal. Do I not have any more muffalos? I do have muffalos. Okay, let's hunt those 2. I think that's pretty much it in terms of animals we can hunt. Right, well, I think we've come to the end of the episode. We're going to leave it there. There isn't many more episodes we can do now. We've got the kind of basic colony up. Well, what I'd like to do is just get the research completed for smithing. Then we get some metal floor down. We can start to build some proper weapons on the forge. And yeah, we've got a fairly thriving colony. I've kind of shown you the basics. We've got the food in the ground growing. We've got a decent supply of food coming in here. We've got a mix of foods. We've got the fine meals. We've got some defences up. I think what I'd like to do is, as soon as we get the forge up, I'll show you how to do some basic defences. And then I think we'll probably call it a day. I don't want to go on too long with this series. Probably, as I said, maybe 10 episodes max. Yeah, but I think we are there pretty much. And we've done all of this with barely any mining. So you can see that mining is not really essential if you're sort of paying attention to your surroundings. And if you get lucky enough to have a bunch of buildings that you can deconstruct, which are on most maps, to be fair. Also, we have to tackle the ancient danger, which is very exciting. So we will come to that. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful. And we will be back with our intrepid colonists tomorrow. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. And this is Bug, pulling the plug.